So Turning Point USA had a convention or a rally. I don't know what you want to call it. They had a convention. Yes, it was a convention. Detroit. And it was headlined by Trump, and they had a bunch of people on. And I just wanted to show some clips from it because I wanted to show you guys what the premier conservative youth organization is putting out as entertaining content to attract young people. Of course, we have to start it with how they opened the event. And this is with White Boy Summer.
From evil.
I'm sorry, but the cut to these like grandmas clapping over White Boy Summer. Do either of these people know what White Boy Summer is? Do they have any? These grandmas know what White Boy Summer is? This meme from like 2 years ago, dead meme from like 2.5 years ago, about like white people having fun. Put it lightly. Anyway, once they got Jack Posobiec, the knuckle dragger, to throw out enough White Boy Summer hats, they actually got into they man, look how long they throw these hats out there. They throw them out for a bit. They spend like a good 2-3 minutes just throwing hats out into the crowd. Eventually, they get it underway. And Jack Posobiec, because they had to get the largest scumbags to host the event, because if you wanted to find anybody that actually had a shred of dignity to host this event, then that would be completely off base with what they're going for. He decided that in order to attract young people to his organization, they needed to bring out stars and guests that can appeal to young people. I mean, we have a gigantic housing crisis right now in the United States. That isn't just making it so you can't have a home, but it's also making it so that owning a home is much more expensive. Or even renting is much more expensive, especially in big metropolitan areas like I'm from. There has to be more homes built. There has to be more options for public housing. It's a big issue. The high cost of college. I mean, I've dealt with the high cost of college. Many people my age have dealt with the high cost of college. Oh man, it's not good. Public transportation investment. These are all, things that might get young people inspired to care about politics. Who is he going to bring out to get the youth to turn out for Turning Point USA? Let's see.
But there's another man. There's a man who taught us many things. A man that is hated even more by the media, all those media back there, even more than Donald Trump, even more than us.
I'm really sick of everybody just stealing Trumpisms. Oh, the media back there. Dude, come on. Just let Trump be Trump. You be you, okay? Trump can be Trump and you can be you. You don't have to be Trump. There's only one Trump. And there should only be no Trump. But there's one Trump and we have to deal with it.
Even more than us. A man who taught us that there's a war on for your mind. A man who taught us that if you are listening to this, you are the resistance. And a man who taught us that the answer to 1984 is 1776. Let's play the video.
Censored ban in the English language.
They want me shut down. I can't just roll over you, Cal. So you've made me be all in for Trump. They're waging war against civilization and society to break our old system, to bring in something even worse. This is part of a global awakening to the New World Order. It's all about breaking our will. 1984 is 1776! 1776!
Okay, so man, first thing is the conservative movement really just going to become buddy with the biggest freaks that they can? I mean, already got your Laura Loomers and the rest of these knuckle dragging psychopaths, but really, you needed to drudge out Alex Jones at the TPUSA conference after he was found liable for all those damages, after the Sandy Hook trial, after the evidence was made clear. Like, really? Okay, to be clear, I am the demographic Turning Point USA is supposed to be appealing. Maybe not with my geographic location in Maryland, but like my age, 23. This is supposed to be my shebang. I am not
Burns
at all
is
thrilled
immoral, morally corrupt,
about the
bankrupt man.
idea of going to a conference to celebrate a man who denied grade school shootings while I was in like middle school. Like when Sandy Hook happened, I was in middle school, man. So were most people my age. Middle school, early, high, or late elementary. And that's the age group you're trying to appeal to. And you drag this guy in Detroit, of all places, out into public in order to rally the youth. Who's this bringing in? Because if you're going to do, like, bringing someone like Alex Jones, daughter 23, by the way, thank you for the primer, I appreciate it. If you're going to bring someone like Alex Jones, there has to be a reason. There has to be like, oh, we're going to get this demographic that we wouldn't get before. Oh, we're going to get this thing that we weren't going to get before. What does he bring to the table that makes up for denial of school shootings? That makes up for the distaste that he's going to be put in the mouth of anybody with a shred dignity attached to themselves that was in school while he was denying these school shootings? Anybody who's just not chill with the amount of misinformation and disinformation that he spreads. Why tie yourself to this man? Why go out of your way to tie yourself to this man? You didn't need to invite him. He was a secret guest. You could have canceled him last second. Nobody would have been none the wiser. But now it's too late. Now it's too late. Now he's there. Now he's out in public. Now you've decided to tie Alex Jones, the most infamous conspiracy theorist in America, openly to the conservative movement. Like, Jones's limit is the QAnon crowd. You get to QAnon and you've gone too far. That's literally the end of his limit. Everything under that is well within bounds, well within believability for him. On one hand, I think about how this could be damaging for the conservative movement in the long run. Like, well, you know, associating with freaks like this definitely, you know, does make people not want to associate with your movement, and it is going to scare some people away. But on the other hand, it's also going to push more people down the Alex Jones rabbit hole. They're going to start questioning, like, I don't know, maybe these vaccines are, I don't know, maybe Sandy Hook was fake, I don't know. And they're going to start questioning stuff. And then you've got a whole new line of schizophrenics within the conservative movement. And if you're dumb enough to cheer for Alex Jones when he walks out into this crowd, you'll probably be dumb enough to fall for the bullshit he peddles on his show. What I really don't like about Alex Jones, though, how he retells stories to make himself, you know, the predictor, and how those who love Alex Jones do that. For example, some people say that he predicted the Russian invasion of Ukraine because he said on video that there was going to be a war in 2022. What people fail to mention is that the war he was referencing was between Taiwan and China, and that didn't happen. But if you just ignore that part, don't keep that part of the edit in when you re-upload the video, just keep the edit in where he said there was going to be war, and boom, now he's a great predictor. He's a wizard, dude. That's how the magic with Alex Jones is done. And if they're dumb enough to cheer for him when he's coming out, they're going to be dumb enough to fall for that magic. And so on one hand, it certainly would be funny, a lot of fun, just be able to point over there and say, haha, that's your guy. But on the other hand, God, the damage it's going to do. Or is it a movement already too far gone anyway? Maybe. But you can't give up, can you? Alex Jones, of all people. Why? Let's do, I think, 2 more actually, no, 3 or 4 more clips, because I do have some more things about TPUSA I want to say. Scott Pressler was there. I've seen Scott Pressler talk in person before. I don't find him particularly that impressive, but he wanted to go out there and stump for Trump. So I wanted to talk a little bit about his Trump stump speech.
Any young person that chooses to vote for Joe Biden this November is voting for himself or herself to be shipped overseas to fight Joe Biden's wars. A vote for Joe Biden is a vote for war. A vote for President Trump is a vote for peace.
I love how much they have to like dumb this shit down for the little hamster mind people in the crowd here. Trump, peace, Joe Biden. That's all I could hear there. Okay. Number 1, Trump massively increased drone strikes during his time in office. And then after increasing drone strikes while he was in office, he then restricted data on said drone strikes. Remember when he dropped the mother of all bombs in Afghanistan? Remember when Trump said you needed to kill the families of terrorists if you're ever going to truly combat terrorism? What about when Trump was in favor of invading Iraq until the invasion happened and then he flip-flopped? He flip-flopped. It was bad when John Kerry did it, but apparently it's okay when Trump does it. Or what about his dragging out of multiple conflicts through shipping of weapons to the Saudis to continue to bomb Yemen? Like, I don't buy it. He continued the shadow war in Africa. We lost soldiers in Chad. That was a whole controversy during the administration. I don't buy it. I don't buy it. He's not a peace bringer. He's not. He was the fire and fury guy. He assassinated Soleimani. So no, I don't buy it. This is a simplistic, brainlet, gerbil, brain ass take. As for Joe Biden, what war? What wars has Joe Biden started that we're now sending our boys over to go die in? Is he talking about the Russian invasion of Ukraine? Because I hate to tell you guys this. I hate to be the bearer of good news, but not a single American soldier has died. But over 300 to 350,000 casualties that's been impacted on the Russian army. It's been the Ukrainians bleeding. It's been the Ukrainians suffering. It's been the Ukrainians being bombarded. I'm in Kharkiv right now. I heard bombardment for the first hour and a half of stream. It ended, I think, maybe 30 minutes ago. That's not happening in Washington, D.C. There aren't American air defense crews in the city defending it. It's Ukrainian air defense crews. We're sending weapons over. So, no, we're not. Joe Biden is asking for anybody to go over here and die for them. If you want to go over here and fight for Ukraine, you can do that of your own fruition. People who come here and support Ukraine, they do it as individuals because they want to fight for a righteous cause. If he's talking about Israel and Hamas, then does he think that Donald Trump's not going to be more supportive of Israel? And Joe Biden hasn't sent any troops to go die on the ground in Gaza. I mean, maybe you could talk about the troop carrier deployments and like the aircraft carriers that have been sent to the area, but nobody on those trips have died. So he's not, and I mean, Trump probably would have done the same thing. He was smart enough to try to counterbalance against the Iranians. I really don't know what he's talking about. That's not to say I don't have things I can criticize about Biden's presidency. For example, sending over of the jets to Turkey, or I mean, look, it's not the point of the question. The point of the question isn't to talk about all the things I disagree with Joe Biden on foreign policy. I could do that on another stream. Maybe I will. Point is, though, Trump is no peace bringer, and we're not 8 years into Vietnam. Chill the fuck out. Continuing. Of course, Trump was the headliner, and I don't know really exactly what would be the best to grab and show, talk about Trump's appearance. So I just grabbed what I thought was most relevant to a topic that I care about, the war in Ukraine. Trump decided that he was going to talk about Zelensky, and he called him a great salesman. Let's play the clip.
All this money into the Green New scam. It's a scam, one of the greatest scams in history. Although I think Zelensky is maybe the greatest salesman of any politician that's ever lived. Every time he comes to our country, he walks away with $60 billion. And I like him, you know, on the...
It's not true. First off, we've passed one $60 billion aid package. That was the largest aid package we've ever passed. I don't know if we'll ever pass one as big as that again for you. So the idea, every time he came here once and got it, and he got it after 6 months of delay, in large part caused by the Trumpian MAGA faction of the party, that this man could have grabbed by the neck and told to heel at any point, but didn't.
The impeachment hoax number one, he was very good. He said, no, the president didn't threaten me at all. He could have been a grandstander and said, I was threatened, right, Matt? He could have said, I was threatened. So I like him. But he's the greatest salesman of all time. He walks in. So now here's the beauty.
Occurred is occurred.
He just left 4 days
Sam B.
ago.
Berry 36 got a tier 1 subscription. My family watches this news site all the time. I'm not sure how to fix that.
Oh, Newsmax? Oh, God. Oh, you poor soul. Oh, have you ever tried parental locking the TV and just blocking Newsmax? And just make NPR the only option, NPR radio, okay? Chill them out. Get them some, like, Tai Chi or something. You know, I just get them some like nice warm coffee. Just figure something out. Not Newsmax. Anything but Newsmax.
With 60 billion.
At least it's not OAN, okay? If it's OAN, they're too far gone.
Left 4 days ago with 60 billion, and he gets home and he announces that he needs another 60 billion, else it never ends. It never ends.
What is he talking about? Number one, it wasn't 4 days ago. The 60 billion was like approved, I don't know, like 2 months ago. Besides that point, he's not asking for another 61 billion. I never heard him ask for another 61 billion. He asked for air defense. He asked for permission to strike inside Russia. He's trying to get aid from other institutions outside of the United States, like the European Union. Are we going to critique him for asking for other people besides us for money? Should he come back and ask only us for money? I don't even know what he's talking about. He's just making up a story.
I will have that settled prior to taking the White House as president-elect. I will have that settled.
And he'll also cure cancer. He'll also end terrorism. Racism will be ended. Martin Luther King will come back from the dead, and he will personally give Donald Trump a big kiss on the cheek and say, thank you for doing what I could never accomplish, good sir, for then going back to death. He's going to solve one of the world's bloodiest wars. No, the world's bloodiest war. The bloodiest war in Europe since World War II. And he's going to solve it outside of the White House with no plan. What a genius. I mean, he couldn't get the wall up and he didn't fulfill the majority of his promises. And he couldn't even keep his own cabinet in line. But I'm sure he'll be able to wrangle Putin. Good luck. I remember when Trump was president and all of his ills in the world just disappeared. Well, but he doesn't have any ills. He's not a sick man. He's a healthy man. Look how healthy he looks. Now she's just cute in a bikini, lol. Lol, I'm sorry yet, Dylan. I was going to give your stream a chance, but this is way too far left for you. This is too far left for you. Can I just say something? Let me throw something out there. Sometimes I worried that I've left my left wing because like this right here is like the bare minimum of like, hey, Trump said he's going to end the war outside of office with no plan. That's dumb. This is too left wing. Did you just call Trump dumb? If you want to be truly a moderate that can attract a wide swath of viewers, Dylan, you need to sit crisscross applesauce and listen to Tabitha from Tabitha, the Milwaukee Trump supporter, sit down and lay out why Trump is going to bring back the storm and Q's coming. Okay, what do you mean it's too far to the left? You want me to get too far to the left on this stream? Is that what you want me to get to the left? Your chat, not what you're currently talking about. Oh, my chat's too far to the left. Yeah, I have a pretty left-wing chat. That's probably true. But they're counterbalancing because I'm such a fascist. Hi, Dylan. Big fan. Been rewatching some of your old content. Keep standing on the leftism, brother. I'll keep one leg on leftism, one leg on the war journalisms. I mean, Dylan is not arguing for communism or something. I don't understand. Of course not. I'm more of a Pol Pot kind of guy. Always have been. Oh, that wasn't the end of TPUSA, by the way. You guys know Nick Fuentes, notorious American white nationalist. Well, he was going to host a separate event because he has this tradition where he goes to either, like, say it's like conservative con or whatever. But what do they have? Like the big conservative convention? It doesn't really matter. They go to like conservative con, or in this case, it was TPUSA, and they get kicked out because he's Nick Fuentes, and none of these organizations wants to associate with him because of all the things he said about Jews, black people, and all other sorts of groups that, you know, they care a lot more about than Nick Fuentes. So he gets kicked out of the TPUSA event. But then he was going to have his own event, and it got canceled. So he instead just did kind of like a speech off of a podium instead. And then they had a party. But then they got kicked out of this place they were having a party because they were like, oh, snap, a bunch of white nationalists, get out. And then one of those guests got beaten up by security. Now, Right Wing Watch just says guests get beaten up by security. It doesn't say who. This is who. It was Sneako. So Sneako pissed off this bouncer and decided what he was going to do is he was going to snatch the bouncer's hat. So the bouncer then proceeded to Superman punch Sneako into another dimension. Also, why would Sneako be at a conference with Nick Fuentes and also David Duke, former Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan, as a brown man? I don't know. His mind is too big for the rest of us to. I think I'm just too many steps behind the man to really figure it out. So let's just watch. We'll watch genius in action.
We got Sneako here. He's got this busted up tooth. Smile for me, man.
Oh, he knocked off a piece of his tooth.
This was the security guard at this thing, at this event, right up here. Right up here. We got this guy jumped off the stage. No one attacked this guy. Punched Sneako in the face. No one touched him. He jumped.
What do you mean? No, we all saw someone clearly touched him. What, you can't. See, someone clearly touched him. That's clearly touching the bouncer. You picked a fight with a bouncer. You picked a fight with a bouncer. You fucking moron. This is 100% your fault. If there's any group of people on the planet you never pick a fight with, it's the bouncers. They're picked because they're scary. That's the only criteria for being a bouncer, is that you're scary and you can bounce people. Oh man, yeah, no, they really knocked out his tooth, huh?
We got Sneako here. He's got this busted up tooth. Smile for me, man. This was the security guard at this thing, at this event, right up here. Right up here. We got this guy jumped off the stage. No one attacked this guy. Punched Sneako in the face. No one touched him. He jumped off the stage, hit Sneako in the face. I watched the whole thing happen. This was just right now?
Just now.
Just fucking happened.
The guy that he shut off the speech to go play his music, he just got rocked in the face. But I'm a non-violent person. You know, I care about America first. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, man.
Oh my dude, you got rocked by a bouncer. Don't be like, this is for, I got beat up for America.
Take it through the legal necessary ways we got to do, because
honestly, probably press charges.
See, when I saw people beating Sneako's ass, I really thought about the founding fathers, the Constitution, in 1776.